Holy shit. We have to stop it there. This is like...
And as for fortune, and as for fame.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how flexible her larynx is? This is just wonderful. Kia ora and welcome. My name's ZoeStibi and I'm your vocal coach for today because we're going to be taking a look at Rachel Zegler with... Don't cry for me, Agentina. I missed this performance when I was in London and I was absolutely gutted. The streets were so full. I could not get to see her perform this on the balcony outside. So I'm really excited to see what she's up to with her vocal technique. Before I get to Rachel, if you want to learn about how to improve your voice, then join my online singing school, the Vocal Academy community for free. The link is down in the description. I'm so excited. There's tons of freebies in there as well for you. Let's get to Rachel.
It won't be easy. You think it's strange when I try to explain how I feel. That I still need your love after all that I've done.
Holy shit. We have to stop it there. We have to listen to that again. Stunning. Wow. We definitely have a thinner vocal fold. It won't be easy, you'll think it's strange. Thinner vocal fold contact, more in that head voice here, but listen to this vibrato. This is like vocal. She's an amazing singer.
It won't be easy. You think it's strange when I try to explain how I feel. That I still need your love after all that I've done.
You can say, I still hear your love after all that I've done. Thin vocal folds there. And we've got lots of cry in the sound, which is that thyroid tilt. This is the thyroid where the vocal folds live. And that makes the sound very sung. We're going to go back on that because you're going to notice she's super cool, calm and collected up here. We've got this lovely dress, but we're seeing very little movement. So that's telling me that she's definitely breathing low.
It won't be easy. You think it's strange when I try to explain how I feel. That I still need your love after all that I've done.
I'm going to stop on the same place, okay? Because we just have to have a look at that. So you can see, though, that there is a little bit of movement here in the front of the chest. Now, when I'm talking about she's not breathing up here, there's no shoulder movement going on. We don't really need to move the shoulders. I say really. Obviously, there are different people with different physiology, but our aim is to keep the shoulders relatively still and focus on breathing in the chest area. So whether it's that the bottom part of the ribs go out for, say, longer, darker notes, or where the top part of the chest just here moves ever so slightly. We have quite short phrases in this part of the song, and there's a little bit of breath coming through so we can appreciate that, you know, she is taking on that slightly higher breath there.
After all that I've done, you won't believe me. All you will see is a girl you once knew, although she's dressed up to the nines, at 6s and 7s with you. Don't cry for me, Agentina.
Wow, I was not expecting this because I've been listening to Waiting on a Wish, ba-da-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo, with oh, this is like vocal technique at its best, and you can just tell that she's been working so hard to get into this sound because, you know, we do need to train for these things. It's about muscular effort. So we got, after all that I've done, we've got that vibrato coming in there. Now, it sounds like a very regular vibrato, and it's not not very wide. So when we're talking about a regular vibrato, it's nice and small. The aperture of the note is small, and it's regular and fast. That's really, really important. So you can hear that it is a natural vibrato coming in. Not after all that I've done, where we're waving around in the pharyngeal vibrato back there. It's not what we want in this style of singing. If you are looking to improve your vibrato, then join my online singing school, the Vocal Academy, so that you can know when I'm running a workshop all about vibrato, because it's very specific and it can't just be taught in one little tiny lesson here. Let's watch that again. We're getting a slight darkening of the tone as she's going through these phrases.
At sixes and sevens with you.
There you could hear you. That might be a little bit more of what we would call the pharyngeal vibrato, where it's like you. It's still regular, but it's not very fast and it's slightly wider. Do we care? Not necessarily, because obviously that's just her, own decision in terms of her vibrato, but we want to be able to make these decisions for ourselves, because ultimately as we get older, we're wanting to be able to create a natural vibrato, because otherwise, honestly, it just turns into a bit of a wobble when she's still nice and young.
Don't cry for me, Agentina. The truth is I never left you. Oh, through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance.
That's very cool. She didn't drop the larynx there over, we've still got, I kept my promise, don't keep your distance. I love that she's still sounding like her and she hasn't tried to manipulate the sound to sound darker. It's really common. I know that Rachel Zegler is at like the top of her game. She's an incredible singer, but it still happens that we get people trying to sound older than they are. Let's just go back on that, because we're hearing this change from the chest voice into the head voice, and it seems like it's absolutely seamless, and that's all down to the thyroid tone. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I don't even try, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Argentina. Is it the proper way to say it? I don't think I've ever heard anyone say it like that, but I'm sure she had someone telling her.
Through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance.
And we've got to get, I kept my promise, don't keep your distance. We've got to keep that same amount of thyroid tilting through the range, and that's what makes it sound so musical theater in the sense, because she hasn't gone, I kept my promise, don't keep your distance, which would be a little bit more contemporary musical theater, or if someone was even a little bit angry in that moment. It's very dependent as well on what sort of laryngeal position that we're using. But in this style, at that part of the song, we definitely want to keep loads of thyroid tilt.
Don't keep your distance. And as for fortune, and as for fame, I never invited them in, though it seemed to the world they were all I desired. They are illusions.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how flexible her larynx is? This is just wonderful. Oh, just good vocal technique. This just makes me so happy. So we've got so much going on there. So we can see the increase in the effort going on here in the neck. We're increasing the muscular effort as she's moving into a slightly louder portion of the song, but she hasn't allowed the larynx to come into more of a vertical position. It's still, I had for fortune and as for fame. She's beefed up the vocal folds a little bit. We've increased the subglottic pressure, but she hasn't moved into a belty quality, and that's so important in this song.
As for fortune and as for fame.
And we're still keeping quite, and as for fame, we're still keeping quite a sort of oval shape within the mouth. We haven't gone into these wider vowels, which would make it then, well, the wrong style, wouldn't it?
Never invited them in, though it seemed to the world they were all I desired. They are illusions, they are not the solutions they promised to be. The answer was here all the time. I love you and hope you love me.
She's gone for, and I hope you love me. She's gone for these like really distinct moments where the vowel is going slightly further back. And that also just really signals to our ears about the slightly more classical musical theatre style. That's very, and as for fortune and as for fame, very easy for us to go into a slightly more belty, into a slightly more straight tone sound with less thyroid tilt there. But like, this is just absolute. I mean, you would expect this, honestly, of someone of her caliber to do this, because this is a really like bread and butter musical theatre sound. But it is a challenge for a lot of contemporary singers to make that transition into a less contemporary musical theatre sound. Like, she genuinely sounds like a, you know, like a, I want to say like a proper, she is a proper musical theatre singer, but it's just this is sounding like someone who really does a great deal of like classical crossover as well, really working on those muscles in both directions.
Time, I love you and hope you love me. Don't cry for me, Agentina. The truth is I never left you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance. Have I said too much?
Oh my goodness me. So we heard that, wow. I'm going to listen to this a million times. Let me know in the comments. Like, did you go and see her in London? Because I'm jealous. I had the opportunity and I didn't. As I say, I couldn't get to the place where she was performing because it was just like crazy full. And to be honest, I went in and saw a different musical because I've seen Evita a couple of times. Anyway, that's by the by. So we've gone into that, say, don't cry for me, Agentina. She's beefed up the vocal folds a little bit there. And that's what we need to increase the subglottic pressure. And so the pressure below the vocal folds, we're building up the pressure inside the lungs below the vocal folds to get that volume, to close them, like to have a longer closed face, so they're a bit thicker there. But that's still with loads of thyroid tilt. We've got even a slight don't cry for me, slightly darkening of the tone. And you'll notice that she's going up in the range. The truth is I never left you. She's allowing the larynx to rise. And that's so important that we don't try and manipulate where the larynx is going in that position, especially in this song, because it's not about being like this old lady. I mean, we can manipulate the larynx, but I love that she just sounds 100% like her. In order to sing and that vocal quality further up, we have to take the larynx with us with the pitch. Actually, we always have to take the larynx with the pitch.
Have I said too much? There's nothing more I can think of to say to you. But all you have to do is look at me to know that every word is true.
Interesting, they've changed the arrangement around. Usually there would be this instrumental then before she sings that part, but obviously it's for TV. So we got that, have I said too much? There's nothing more left to say to you. We've gone back into a thinner vocal fold quality and she's dropped the larynx to bring in that darker quality. So that's instead of going, have I said too much? There's nothing more left to say to you. So if we're wanting to go into that quieter sound, still keep that amount of thyroid tilt, but it appeared to be slightly darker. we drop the larynx there in that moment. And it also sounds quite sobby and reflective. Wow. I cannot wait to have a look at more Rachel Zegler. Is she not the most incredible singer? What a beautiful, flexible instrument. If you want to learn more about vibrato, then join my singing school, the Vocal Academy, because I am going to be introducing a series of workshops all about vibrato. It's quite challenging to just develop your vibrato, and there are a number of technical aspects that are involved, and it's really a step-by-step process. So I will guide you through that. All the links are down in the description below. I have a huge favor to ask though. Hit that subscribe button. Do me a huge favor. I'm a full-time singing teacher Monday to Friday, and I really love hanging out with you here on YouTube. So if you subscribe to this channel, really helps me to help more people like yourself over here on YouTube. I don't think I've had a look at Rachel before, but maybe we should have a look at Waiting on a Wish. I might just do that. So check out something very similar up here from the same sort of vocal style so that you can keep on learning and have an awesome rest today. And just remember, anyone can learn to sing. It's just about having the tools and really having that step-by-step blueprint for you and your particular voice, because there are so many things involved in singing. You cannot possibly learn it from just watching one little video, but I hope some of these tips really helped. Have an awesome rest today. Ka kite anō. You're amazing.